Hi everyone. We had our first action gathering at the end of November, and it was great to get together with about 40 others online to get to know one another, to explore how we can continue to build the movement to end poverty in the UK together. For me, the three biggest things that I took away from our gathering were this. First of all, we have already shared so much about how we think we can grow the movement to end poverty in the UK at our first assembly back in October and at the gathering at the end of November. We need to remember that we already have skills, experience and expertise within the movement that we can use to grow and to move forward. So I really want to think about how we can continue to use that skills and experience so that we're not reinventing the wheel, but we're learning from and drawing on the expertise that already exists within the current group. Secondly, we explored together how we can build a movement that is leader rich, where we can all take initiative and feel like we have the power to act within the movement. There are three things that we talked about that make a difference within this. First of all, that we all feel we have the power to act. Do we feel like we can take initiative, that we can be leaders, that this movement is something that we can shape and grow? Secondly, do we all have the motivation to act? Do we understand the value and contribution that we can make to the movement and how our engagement actually makes a difference for what we're trying to achieve? And finally, are we connected with others? Do we have the spaces to collaborate and engage with one another and make new connections so that we can work together effectively? I found it really helpful to think about those three things as qualities that we're trying to build within the movement, and how we can all be part of building a culture within Let's End Poverty that enables each of those three things to be kind of core qualities for what we're trying to do together here. It's a big goal, but I think it's something that we can build together. And it was really helpful at our gathering to hear from Anna in Leeds about how they are trying to build some of that, how in Leeds they're trying to start conversations about Let's End Poverty that are drawn from the community, that happen within the community, where Leeds can think about how its voice on ending poverty can join with others across the nation to build a more effective movement. Finally, it was really great to start developing some ideas about how we can take action together as a movement as we start next year. In 4 different breakout groups in the meeting, we looked at 4 different ideas. First of all, how we can meet with our MPs to have productive conversations about ending poverty in the UK. Secondly, whether we could take and start a postcard action, send a postcard to your MP action, where we can gather together as groups in our communities and constituencies to raise Let's End Poverty with our MPs. Thirdly, we looked at Artists for Change, a new strand of the movement that's emerging, to think about how we might be able to use the creative arts to start conversations about ending poverty in the UK. And finally, a small group came together to think of any new ideas, things that we might have missed, creative inspiration that we might be able to draw on to take action together. It was really helpful in those groups to bring together the different experiences of campaigning and activism that people already have, to start developing ideas around how we might be able to use each of those actions as effectively as possible. Out of these ideas, we've begun to develop a bit of a plan for next year and how we can take action together in the new year. So more to come on this very soon. So that was our first gathering. We're going to meet together again on the 25th of January. That's the 4th Thursday of January, and that'll be our meeting pattern from now on. So we really hope to see lots of you there.